No, Crawford is a master boxer. No, Crawford is a master boxer. Huh? Crawford softened him up, picked his spots, and stood and fought and took the title. Them bums tried to rob him. Oh my God. Flip film 15, 113. Fire them. Bloods fire them. Send them back packing. Oh my mama. Send them back to the amateur circuit. Send them back to special training. You had to fight 115, 113. Boy, you needed on bifocals. You needed a magnifying glass. You couldn't see that. What silly boy what they have on? Was they half blind? Was they watching the fight? 115, 113. I couldn't tell you what many round. Oh my God. You know who else got me nuts and I'm thinking about that? Crawford won arguably every round. Crawford, it was a shutout. Crawford won every round, bro. You cannot even pull up. Oh, piss me off too. Oh, piss me off too. I ain't gonna lie. I swear to God. Now I'm talking. I swear to God. Max Kellerman. If I watched the fight, it's talking about the fifth round. Canelo was doing this, and Canelo was doing what? In the fifth round, Canelo was doing what? What momentum was he getting in the fifth round? Swear to Jesus, what momentum was he doing in the fifth round? Max Kellerman talking about, I watched the round twice. Did they say that? Where was he getting off in the fifth round? He might have landed a straight right hand or what are you talking about? If he can keep doing that, keep doing what? Getting his ass beat? Oh man, disappointed me. Sure. All right. So listen like this. I seen them guys, boy. Them boys had egg on their face. I don't even want to say their names because it hurt my heart to see them like that. I know they got on the camera and they said this and said that about Crawford, but when the decision was announced, when they was hanging around, there was no smiles.
So that was Terence Bud Crawford trainer, Bernie the boxer, going off on the judges that tried to rob Terence Bud Crawford the same way they tried to rob Bivol, the same way they tried to rob Floyd Money Mayweather. There's no secret. My main concern leading up to the fight wasn't that Crawford can beat Canelo. My main concern was the fact that can Crawford beat the judges as well? I told you guys, two of the judges that scored the Bivol versus Canelo fight were scoring the Crawford versus Canelo fight. And that was really concerning. Do you guys know, after the 10th round, where Crawford was pretty much up 10 rounds to none, if you want to be real, if you want to give Canelo rounds, then you could probably give him 2 rounds if you felt like donating that day. Even then, did you guys know if Crawford lost the 11th and the 12th round, he didn't even have to lose them if he just gave up the round or wasn't as dominant in the 11th and 12th, then we would have had a different winner by robbery, aka Canelo Alvarez. As you guys can see above, they tried to give the fight to Canelo so bad, and Crawford took everything from them. He shut the commentary up. Max Kellerman, Andre Ward, how the hell the UFC guy going to do a better job than them? And we're going to go back to that. The judges, the same judges from the Bivol fight that scored Canelo versus Bivol 15-13, meaning they had Canelo winning 5 rounds and Bivol 7 rounds, they scored Crawford versus Canelo the same way. Are you surprised? Because Floyd versus Canelo, one judge had it a draw, 2 other judges had it very close. We all know what time it is. That's why I told you guys, the biggest obstacle for Crawford against Canelo is not just moving up 3 weight classes, but more so beating Canelo under them obstacles, beating the judges, the commentary, and the fans all at once. And that's exactly what he did. Bud beat Canelo so bad, they couldn't even rob him. Now, we all know Turkey was telling Bud no retirement after the Canelo fight. Bud better than me, because I would have told Turkey, well, he got to start with you firing these judges and announcing it to the world. That's how I'm moving. I mean, who are these guys for them to rob fighters for their hard work, dedication, and sacrifice with a pen and a paper? Oh, hell nah. Man, that would be my priority, is to get them judges fired if I was Crawford. I wouldn't even fight again if them judges don't get fired forever. That will be my first condition. Now, second of all, the commentary. Let me put you guys on game when it comes to maximum hypocrisy Kellerman. Whenever Crawford was having the nicest flurry, you hear Max in the back talk about absolutely nothing. He's trying to take your mind away from seeing Crawford tattoo Canelo on his face. So he starts talking about random shit, putting belts to ass and how Crawford is not nice, Canelo trying to shake his hand. In the meantime, Crawford done hit Canelo with 30 punches within 15, 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Max is talking about some random shit instead of calling what the hell is in front of him. And then whenever Canelo lands a huge punch on Crawford gloves, I'm talking about where Crawford completely blocked it, Max will cut himself regardless of the dumb shit he was saying at that moment, just to point out, oh, Canelo landed the best punch of the fight. How, Sway? How? When Crawford completely blocked the entire punch. Right before Crawford tattooed him with 20 punches. Clean. How, Sway? How did he land the best punch? So is hitting gloves count now? I'm telling you, Andre Ward and Max Kellerman all night, they kept calling Canelo shots that were completely blocked and missed. Completely trying to brainwash the public to believe in what they hear and not what they seeing. I warned you guys about this, and what pissed me off is Andre Ward was participating along. He's like a sheep. He follows his leader, the Grandmaster. The least thing Ward could have had done was have some self-respect. Not coward to someone that don't know shit about boxing while you are a freaking Hall of Famer, one of the GOATs. I mean, Max said Canelo had his best round in the 5th round. The fight shifted. I went back and watched the fight. Crawford was whooping his ass in the 5th round. Canelo was punching arms. But Ward said, yeah, you're right, Max. Canelo turned up the intensity on Crawford. And he made Crawford do something the 6th round to take the play away. In the meantime, Crawford was catching Canelo and keeping him at bay with the Andre Ward hook, catching Canelo as soon as he throws and after he throws. Vicious shots that Canelo himself wasn't even seeing coming. All he knew is that he got hit. But Andre Ward and Max were too busy kissing Canelo ass while he's getting whooped. That's what I'm trying to say, man. That's why the UFC commentator was schooling both of them, because he was actually calling out the shots that were landing. At least he's tried to, as much as he can, with two corrupted individuals sitting next to him. As the fight went on, I'm telling you, Max kept trying to distract the public that was tuning in. Whenever Crawford was landing significant combinations, when he was landing his jab all night, all the punches he was landing, they weren't calling none of the shots majority of the time. Whenever Crawford was having his best moments, Max Kellerman will drop a distraction bomb saying stupid shit during Crawford's best moments. Even when he sees Crawford having so much success to the point where he's landing 20 punches back to back to back, he wouldn't even cut himself off to call the shots that's taking place. Contrary to that, whenever Canelo landed a punch, even on Crawford's own freaking glove, Max Kellerman will be so quick to cut himself off to point that out. Oh, Canelo landed the best punch of the fight. A blocked punch. Man, take this guy out of boxing, man. For real. The worst thing Turkey done in boxing was bring maximum hypocrisy Kellerman back to boxing. How you gonna let the UFC commentator school you on your own freaking job in boxing? That's like a basketball player schooling a soccer ball player. That's what the UFC commentator did to Andre Ward and maximum hypocrisy Kellerman. Took him straight to school. This is why Max Kellerman, after the fight on stage, he told Crawford, "You the GOAT of this era." Man, that's huge coming from Max Kellerman, who is always hating on Crawford. But Max felt the pressure to do so due to the fact of Crawford aura. He was amazed by the fact that Crawford moved up 3 weight classes, not just to beat Canelo, but to also shut him up during commentary while he was trying to be as biased as he can toward Canelo. And Crawford was piecing up Canelo along with Max Kellerman bullshit. That's how it felt to Kellerman. He saw Crawford, he witnessed Crawford whoop Canelo, whoop him with his stupid shit he be saying, whip the judges, whip the fans, shut everybody up. He had everybody crying and took all of old media souls out. That's what Bud did. He did deserve that moment, for sure. Anybody would have told Bud that at that point. I really hope TKO gives us a mute option where we can hear the sound of the punches, the corners, and the fans cheering. That's it, that's all. I don't want to hear no more stupid commentary. I don't want to hear no more biased commentary. Save the money, Turkey, and use AI. Because, man, the worst thing that happened to boxing was maximum hypocrisy. Kellerman, like I told you guys, it's one thing if you don't know the truth and you happen to contradict yourself somewhere. But it's another when you know the truth, but you choose to lie instead. And that's the definition of maximum hypocrisy, Kellerman. Hopefully we never see him again, but that's too good to be true. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below on how Max Kellerman and Andre Ward were calling out every shot Canelo threw. He didn't even have to land it. All he had to do was land it on Crawford gloves, where Crawford completely blocks it. Man, there were times that Crawford made Canelo miss the entire punch, and you will hear the commentary say, "Oh, what a great shot that Canelo landed." Like, landed where? Below the belt? On Crawford gloves? Behind Crawford back on his spinal? Like, it's not a scoring location for you to be calling it any freaking way. But when Crawford is tattooing Canelo in all the scoring locations, they quiet as a church mouse. Or they trying to distract you by saying, "Stupid, you can finish the sentence for me." Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.